Okay, so I'm back to work on this some more. It's nice and dry, and now we just have to decide what we want to do next. I think I'm going to make the table black because that will make the cat and the fishbowl stand out a little more than they are right now. So I can always change it, but let's see if this makes these pop, and I'm gonna reshape my table as I go right now. See how this looks. Again, I want to just carve out the cat. He's gray right now. I'm just gonna get this in and scratch with the back of my brush. I'm gonna need to lighten him for him to show up. Put in these darks, and then I can adjust from there. Added a little blue to my black so that it's not totally black. Let's see, I'm just going to reshape the table. I just need a little edge there. It'd be lighter on this side. Again, I'm just thinking table shape right now because I'll end up doing another coat on the wall and even reshaping this even more. I'm thinking a little darker, like for shadow on that side. Get our table legs in here. It's a constant push and pull as to values, darks and lights, what you're trying to get to show up. Reshaping, thinking about color and value. Going over things, because your first coat is usually somewhat transparent, and I like to work in a lots of layers. So there, see how that fishbowl really shows up in my cat. He's cute. He needs a lot of work, but when I lighten him, he's going to show up better on that table and make it darker on this side. I'll end up lightening this side because, again, the light's hitting from left to right. So our shadows we'll have everything a little darker on the right-hand side. I'm going to hit my lamp again. I'm liking the lamp. I might just barely hit it. Let's see. That would go up like that. It'd be like that there. Just barely touching it here and there. All right, I'm liking the lamp now. I need to clean it up a little bit. All right, let's see. I have this frame black. I think I'll go ahead and make that frame black. Like I said, I can always change it later, but I do like the black in this since I've got these really bright greens and pinks. Actually, this black's really watered down, so it's looking more kind of a gray, but we can always darken it. We'll just start with that color. All right. I'm going to mix up a kind of a teal blue because I love teal with lime green. I'm going to mix up a real light teal blue. I'm using teal, cyan, and a lot of white. I do a lot of color charts. You can see right here, this is color charts. I play with colors a lot of what to mix exactly to get the blues and the greens that I want. And at some point I'll do a video on these color charts because they really help when you're looking for a certain color, and you can just flip through these and see that, like, to get this green I would do cad yellow and phthalo, but I'll do these at another time. But that's what I'm looking at to kind of figure out what colors I want. Okay, so I've got this teal blue that it will be really pretty with, I'm going to try not to cover up all of my yellow orange. I'm going to make these flamingos' necks a little thinner. This gives me a chance to reshape my lamp here a little bit. So let's see here. If I don't like what I did, I can just scratch it. I think it needs to lose a little on this side. There, I like that better. Just reshape a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just, all right, I'm going to come up in here. I can put these flamingos back in if I mess it up, but I'm just real loosely trying to reshape his neck a little bit. Alright, I'm going to get this blue popped in here. I like that. I think I will also add it over here to my palm trees. And again, as I add this, I can reshape my trees a little bit. Not trying to be too careful because I'm going to do more to these palm trees, but I am trying to at least save a little bit of that orange showing through. So, and that's kind of it's a flat blue right now. I like it. I'll look at it later and decide. Let's see. Just getting a feel for those palm trees. Okay, I like that. I'm just kind of squinting and not being too careful. Just see what I've got. And I'm also going to put that blue in my fishbowl, I think. But I want it really light in the fishbowl. And then I'll make those fish more orange, but let's just put a little bit of this blue. I whitened it down so it's almost white instead of blue, but you can see a little bit of the blue in it. Alright. Yeah, that shows up good. And then I'm also going to take it and whiten it down even more, and I think I want to like a whitewashed floor, but as you can see, I've got this blue in it. I'm going to whiten it even more. I want the blue, definitely a blue tint, not pure white, but I'm going to have a whitewashed floor. I got to carve around my legs here a little bit. See, I'll thin this leg up a little bit. All right. Carve the table out a little better. Let's see. All right, and I'm gonna finish off this floor. It's kind of it's like I said, mostly white with a little bit of blue in it. That I think I can thin that leg even more. I want to see if I can save a little bit of that orange gold, and then I'm gonna finish putting the floor in. What I think I'll probably do is add some, after this dries, I'll add some lines to this floor so that it looks like a whitewashed wood. Let's see if I can get back some of that orange. I like that. Got some orange peeking through right here. There's orange here and there. All right, let's see. I think I'm gonna work on my cat a little bit. I'm gonna add a little gray to my blue, this blue-white. I like his shape right now. His face needs to be a little whiter. He needs his ears back. Again, I added a little bit of black to my this blue-white mixture just to I'll just touch here and there and try to get just barely like I said, with little animals like this, you can touch them, touch, scrape, and at some point, if you're lucky, it will start to resemble. All right, I added a little more black. I'm going to touch it. He needs his body needs to be a little bit wider here. Maybe his back, just a little paw, kind of like that. Shadow on that side, touch here and there. Let's see, I think he'd be a little more like this. Try not to get too round. I like to go up at an angle. All right, I'm seeing a cat. I think I'll let him rest for a minute, and then I can put in some more shadows and maybe he'll turn out. I think I'm going to touch right around my bowl. Just looking to where it maybe needs a little, like if the light was hitting the chair right here. Hitting the just using a gray if it was hitting the front of the table like that. Just trying to get a little bit of contrast with the black, and then I can kind of scrape it and it looks like an old table. Lighten up that side of his face. The sun would be hitting him in the back, like right here. Top of his tail, maybe that paw. Don't really want to like try to put a face in him, but sometimes if you just kind of scrape around, you can get something going, so we'll see. He's still a work in progress, but I like the black table. I think it needs like a little lip right here where kind of to separate it from. If I can just barely touch it, it'll just kind of separate it from the chair in the back. And this side of the table, needs to be a little bit lighter because the sun would be hitting it. So I'm just going to barely touch it with some gray. It'll dry darker. Acrylics always dry darker than when you put them on. So I'm going to hit that side and then blend it. Just touch here, there. All right. Now I think I am going to, like the lamp, I might just see if I can just barely hit it here and there. Still just touching it here and there and see what I get. Okay, I love the lamp. Now, let's see. Let's think about the floor. All right, it's dry to the touch. So what I'm going to do is get a pencil and a ruler. And I'm going to think about the planks coming out. So I want them spaced evenly, or as close as I can get. And I have to think of a perspective point. So I'm going to use the corner of this lamp as my perspective point. And I'm just going to pick my first point right here. And I'm going to line my ruler up and just put a line. And then I'm going to come over a wide plank. I'm going to make sure I'm lined up with the corner of that lamp. I'm going to come over a wide plank, put another line in, eyeball the width. This is not exact by any means, but it gives an idea of the floor coming out. So I lined up on that corner, and again, I'm just going to come out. When I started doing interiors, I did a lot of research on perspective. I drew a bunch of interiors in perfect perspective, but then I just kind of figured out that I can wing the floor. Let's see, so that would be there, it would hit there, and then about there, and about there. Probably be a plank about right here, and line it up. And then here, and line it up. Again, I'm just eyeballing this, but it'll be close enough that it'll, all right, come back over here. We'll see, I think it'll be, what I don't want to do is have a board coming right out off of my corner, so I'm trying to space it so that Okay, and then there. Yeah, so I did that with pencil, and now a graphite pencil, if I just get plain water and touch where I put the pencil, it'll seal it in, make it a little darker and seal it in. So yeah, I love that floor. And again, it just looks like old planks. These cafes or like little seating areas, I try to just make them kind of quirky, and I love the wooden floors and the bright walls and the old wooden tables. So let's see here. My table definitely looks old and kind of rickety. I think I'm gonna get some orange and touch my fish. Just a little bright orange, barely touch. There you go, like that. And I might touch it. I want to touch it in at least 3 places. So put it there. And of course, there's orange here and there and everywhere. I might just touch my flamingos. A little of that. It's kind of a bright orange. Okay. I think at this point I'm going to darken that frame a little more. That'll move some of this black around. I've got, I'm just going to put it in here quick. I don't want it perfect. Oop, I went too far out. Went all the way out of my frame there. Always have to think scratch. Put in a little color scratch. My blue, which I can go back over with my blue, so that's fine. Let's see here. I'm getting a little. Really just want to do that quickly. I got a little bit too wide on that one. Quick, 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 quick. I'm gonna wipe that one and see if I can. A little quicker so that I'm not. All right, I like that. Looks kind of like an old frame. We'll work on it some more, but again, my frames are black. My table's black, so we're getting some darks in here. And I think I'm going to lighten up my little cat. Again, I'm just kind of mixing a gray from odds and ends on my palette, but I'm gonna lighten up his face a little bit right here, his ear. So his right side would be in shadow, and his left side would be a little brighter. So if I put in a lighter color and just kind of touch it, see if I can get somewhat of a cat-looking shape. So he would have, it would be a little darker up under his neck there. He'd probably have a little light on his paws here. Put a little light, and then I'll just touch it here and there. And then he would be a little lighter on his back, which will make him stand out from the tables. A little lighter value on his tail. That would be shadowed under there, but he'd probably have a little light right here on his there. On his face. Alright, he's looking more like a cat, I think. Again, I'm just thinking shadow here. Let's see. Does he need a little more right there? Probably needs a little, I can add a little black there to carve his head out a little bit. Maybe a little bit more on his ear. If I can just give the suggestion that there's like a pointed ear there, it'll read. And now I need to come back in with the black and touch here and there, and I think he'll stand out. Alright, so we got that gray in. I could touch a little bit of that. Gray into the floor. I like my floor, so I don't want to do too much to it, but I could lighten the planks. Kind of gray. Added a little gray. Now I'm adding a little bit of white just to give them a little variation. Just a little bit of that really light gray. All right. I think I want to lighten at least some of the sky. Let's see, I'm going to mix up another one of those really light blues, and I'm just going to lighten the sky up a little bit. And I'm kind of just hit and miss, and so it's leaving some of the brighter blue behind it, but my thought is at some point I want this to be the center of interest. Anytime, I mean, even though these are birds, I think the cat, the fish really, I think the bowl of fish are going to end up being the center of interest, but just in the placement. I'll do a video at some point of composition, and this is a busy picture, but I've got lots to look at in here. That's the thing about the interiors. They kind of end up being meandering because you have a little bit here and there, and it's fun to add little bits and pieces that draw your eye. So, still trying to get him to show up. I constantly like add color and either touch it with my finger or my brush. Just thinking shape and shadow, and Oh yeah, he's starting to. Just touch, touch, touch. Painting this way, you can, you know, eventually, like I said, get something that's like, oh yeah, that looks like a cat. Or you can really just kind of destroy it. So it's kind of a hit and miss and trial and error, but it's fun. I mean, you could just totally paint it out and then try to put it back in, but it just seems like if you can keep messing with it, sometimes it turns out better than if you knock it out and then try to put it back in. So I'm going to put some darks here, to a little bit darker right here and there, and try to just darken up a little bit around him. See if I can get him to, yeah, he's starting to show up a little better there. He needs a little bit darker to separate his face from his neck. So I plopped a little bit of that in there, and then I'm gonna alright, he's coming along. He's not there yet, but he's definitely looking more like a cat. I actually like my fishbowl. I like, there's a little highlight there. You can see the fish in there, but they're not, you know, it's not drawn out exact. It's just very suggestive. But I like the colors. I like the little pop of orange. Let's see, I'm going to mix me up another lime green. I like this kind of yellowy wall. Let's see if I lighten it up. I know it's going to be a darker green under the table, so I'm just going to maybe lighten up this side and think about the shape of my chair. Let's see, I probably could put another little bit of green in here. Again, I paint with my brush, and then I kind of scrape and scratch with, there, I like that. I can reshape this frame a little bit. If I go over something I don't want to, I just scratch it with the end of my brush. And I'm going to add a little bit of this lime green into my palm trees. Start putting some highlights, and I'll add some different colors into, scratch it. I'll do a lot more there. Don't want to lighten that up. I want that to be darker, but I can hit here and here. This would be a little lighter. I'll leave it a little darker on that side. I don't really want to, I like the a light color on that so I can just touch it here and there. Okay, it's coming along. We will we'll be back and work on this some more, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.